the noise that we made, just sitting there in the treetops, hauling our wounded up, the enemy would just shoot at the noise, even if they couldn't see us. They just shoot at the noise. And sometimes they get lucky, and we had an awful lot of losses on those hoist missions, loss of air crew, helicopters, the guys were hoisting up and so on. But a good friend of mine who is the current president of the Vietnam Helicopter Pilots Association, a guy by the name of Art Jacobs, was a warrant officer in his first tour, and he was a gun Cobra pilot in his second tour. He flew dustoff during TET, and he flew Cobras during Lamson 719. What kind of luck is that?
There you go.
But he was on a hoist mission on what we call a hot hoist. It was an insecure area, but he had seriously wounded people. They started taking fire, and their door gunner takes a round in the head, and the aircraft loses hydraulics, so they have to abort the mission. They go back to base. They're able to limp back to base. He gets another helicopter, gets another door gunner, and he goes back out. They start taking fire again. They're dropping the hoist, start taking fire again. This time the co-pilot is hit, and again they lose hydraulics, and they have to abort the mission again. So he goes back, makes an emergency landing again, looking for another helicopter, and the commanding officer said, "No, you're not going out. We already lost 2 aircraft. We got 2 wounded, 1 serious. You're not going back out." And Art says about that time, the company commander of the unit on the ground comes up, and he says, "Guys, you got to go get my men. They're dying out there. You got to go get them." So Art looks at the company commander, and he says, "Sir," he says, "let me get a volunteer crew and get back out and try it again." So he let him do it. So this time Art goes out the 3rd time, knows where the LZ is. They drop the hoist. They start taking fire again. This time Art is wounded. So 3 aircraft, they crashed that time. And so 3 aircraft, 3 wounded guys, 1 seriously. But that was what we did to try to get our wounded out. That was our job.
I can remember being hoisted on. We had a friendly fire incident with our company and in Triple Canopy.
Yeah.
And the guys were they were felling trees with their own body weight. They'd get up on top of these trees, maybe that fat around, trying to
trying to break them off.
And then they dropped some trees in, and
those hoist missions were very dangerous.
Yeah, I got one. I got hoisted at one time with that.
Oh, all right. Well, then you had the 50-cent ride.
Yeah, the other one was in a rice paddy. That was easy. The second one.
Oh. You probably didn't know. You probably didn't know, but on our cyclic stick, we had a red button that if we pushed it, it would cut the hoist cable if we had to.
Really?
Yeah, but that was a last resort. That was absolutely.
I was halfway up. It was like
3/4 of the way up. 3/4 of the way up. If you got hung up in the trees, it was either you and the helicopter with 4 people or more on it.
Right, I got you.
Yeah, but I never had to use it. Here's the funny thing about hoist missions. Our unit instructor pilot spent 12 months there and never once pulled a hot hoist mission. Never once in 12 months. The first day that I flew as an aircraft commander, I had a hot hoist mission. So you just never knew. But I tell you what, that is the scariest time. You're not scared when you're doing it. You're doing your job. You're doing what you were trained to do. But on the way out of there, you're thinking, it's one of those moments, we got away with it again.
Then you got to go dry your pants.
Yeah. Change your underwear. Yeah.